Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up, green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. Just going to be me today for today's show. Full card to go over. We have NFL and we have the final full baseball slate of the MLB season. Obviously, we'll have the doubleheader tomorrow, and then we'll have playoffs starting on Tuesday. So, good start. Good stuff gets to start soon. We have one final. Full slate in the MLB, though. We will go over that. But first, we'll go over the NFL. But first, we'll recap yesterday. Yesterday was kind of rough. Down 5.86 units yesterday. College football kind of kicked my ass. It didn't start off well, and it didn't finish well. Maryland +7. They lose by 14. Oklahoma State +4.5. They lose by 22. NC State covers. I had the -6.5. They win by 7. Baylor was blown out. That game was over before the first quarter, basically. Ball State +21. I really like that play, and they get blown out 63-7. Miami of Ohio laying the 17. Wins in overtime by 3. Notre Dame -6.5 was a winner. UTSA +4 was a loser. That line went all the way down to ECU -2, and didn't get the job done there. UNC +3. They lose the game, but they get the money. They lose by 1 against Duke there. Mississippi State +38.5 was a winner. And so Penn State -18 was a loser. They win by 14. Memphis -26 was a loser. They win by 17. Alabama, what a game that was last night. They win 41-34. They win that game. Even money winner there. Florida State +6.5 loser. New Mexico State +10 pushed as that game finished 50-40 there. And we have in baseball went 3-4, down slightly. I think it was 0.36 units. Had the under 7 in the Yankee game. Definitely did not have that game capped for Paul Skeens to go 2 innings. That was fun there, even though it was the Pittsburgh Pirates doing all the run scoring there. Luis Heel really struggled on that one there, cementing that he won't come anywhere close to the Rookie of the Year. Chicago White Sox +205 was a winner. Toronto -1 was a loser. Tampa Bay, they continue to play well at the end of the season here. They've been a little bit of a bet-on team. They win +102 winner there. Houston +102 winner as well. Braves, they don't cover the run line, and they win, which was a double ouch for me. Because if they weren't going to cover the run line, I wanted to see them lose outright. And the CFL went 1-0, had the Toronto Argonauts, and that was it. Overall, not a good day, though. Hopefully today is better. The Mets have the worst batting average in the MLB the last 7 games, following the D-backs. Here's hoping the Mets can turn it around, or at least the Diamondbacks can keep it up. Yeah, shout out to the San Diego Padres for helping the Mets right now through their struggles, which have been extremely frustrating. So, yeah, shout out to the San Diego Padres. They've been very, very helpful through this the last few days. Hey, what's up, New Earle? What's new, Earle? Shane that Tim isn't here. Parlay of the day: White Sox, Pirates, and Rockies versus teams that will play absolutely nobody. Yeah, probably. I wish the Brewers were part of that list. Instead, they're going try-hard mode, which is fun when all the other teams around the Mets are laying down and dying for them. We get the Brewers who are playing like this is Game 7 of the World Series. So fun times there. Supness. But we will get into some NFL football here. We got a full NFL slate. I'm currently just tracking my The plays that I have bet before the show started, that was a 6, and this was 130, and this one was, I believe, minus 105. I believe I got the Bears at 105. There we go. And okay, they're just being okay. I believe it was 105 there for -3. All right. I was just tracking the 4 plays that I have bet coming into the slate. I know I'm going to at least one more because it's a contest pick for me. Well, let's get into it. First game, first contest pick. We have the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. The Falcons 2.5-point favorites in this game, total 41 in this spot. And if you're somebody who loves fading public dogs, today is your day. Because we got 4 of them. We got 4 dogs that are getting, at least when I checked last night, at least 65% of the tickets, which I classify as a public dog, especially with the line moving against them. There, we saw the dogs absolutely eat last week, which was so much fun to watch as a dog bettor generally. This line opened up around a 1.5 and got up to a 2.5. It did touch 3 for a second before there was some buyback for the Saints at +3. It's now back to a 2.5. And then for the total, this line opened up. It would depend on Monday. I like seeing what it opened up on Monday, which would have been the 23rd. It reopened up at 45.5. It's down to a 41 in this game, so a pretty big move towards the under here as well. And that may be more. I was going to say weather-wise, but they play in a dome, so I don't know why this line's moving the way it has. We have 45% of tickets and 82% of cash on the money line, 76% of the tickets and 65% of the cash on the spread for the Saints, and it's gone from 1.5 to 2.5, and it touched 3 for the Falcons here. I'm on the Dirty Birds. I got the Atlanta Falcons at -130 in this game. I thought this line should be a little bit above the 3, and I am not a believer in the New Orleans Saints whatsoever. When it comes to this game, I got in early at -130. I would play anything lower than 2.5 because I would not lay 3 with the Falcons because I want that ability to win if they win by a field goal. Anything 2.5 or lower, I will advocate for the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons coming in off of a loss 22-17 against the Kansas City Chiefs. Their 2 losses are against 2 teams that are combined 6-0 now. They lost week 1 to the Pittsburgh Steelers as well. New Orleans Saints coming in off of their first loss of the year. They lose 15-12 against Philadelphia after putting up 44 and 47 against Carolina and Dallas. I believe this is a good spot for these Atlanta Falcons. I got in at -130. I would play anything 2.5 or lower. I'd play anything -135 or lower on the money line there. Let's see. My 13-leg parlay push on Nebraska lost because of ECU money line. ECU won. Saints in the under. Go Pack Go. Yes, I am on them. Go Pack Go. I did take the Packers at -2.5. Falcons smash. Under. Public hammering the over. 90% of tickets and 89% of the cash is on the over, and the line's dropping. I absolutely agree with that. I just feel like I've missed that line because I could have gotten earlier in the week at 44, I believe it is. It opened up. Yeah, it opened up on Monday morning at 45.5. And it's gone down all the way to 41. So yeah, I can definitely see the under in that game. ECU first half. Okay, I apologize. But we'll move on here. Not a game I got involved with. We have the Indianapolis Colts and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers -2, total 40.5 in this one. Where we have this line opened up with the Steelers at -2. It's now up to a 2.5, but it's bounced back and forth between 2, 1, and 1.5 all week long. Line opened up at a 39. It's now a 40.5. So we do have a move towards the over in this game, which is kind of interesting. Not 2 teams you would think overs with these two teams. I want money lines. I want to see because this is a close enough line for really me to be able to look at money line movements here. Line opened up 128. It's now 140. So we do have a move towards Pittsburgh in this game. So line moving towards Pittsburgh, line moving towards the over, expecting the Steelers to put up some points in this game. We have 61% of the tickets are on the Steelers, 52% of cash on the Colts, though. So sharp money coming in on the Colts, but yet the line's not moving that direction, which is interesting. 86% of the tickets and 75% of the cash on the over, with the line moving towards that over. Not a game I'm particularly getting involved with. We have the Steelers 3-0, 3-0 ATS. They're 0-3 over under. So they've played every single game to the under this year. They've given up a combined 26 points in 3 games. They've looked like the best defense in football. The Indianapolis Colts are coming in off of their first win of the year, 21-16 over the Bears, after they lose to the Pack and the Texans to start the year. I'll be rooting for my Colts futures in this game, but I will not be moving on this game. Simple pass in this spot, but I'll definitely be rooting for the Colts in this spot here. Atlanta with Cousins, -2.5. Cousins don't turn the ball over. There you go. Looked at ain'ts, but public dog. Yeah, there are 4 public dogs today. We'll talk about those. Yup, Tariq. Tigers and Royals are still playing for seeding. Don't expect them to chill. Nobody wants to play the Astros. Well, it looked like, who do you call it? It looked like the Kansas City Royals laid down and died yesterday for the Braves. Everyone betting Saints because they a dog, and they probably shouldn't be. Maybe. Liking the Colts. Razor, what's up? Steelers going 4-0. Your Ball State money line, yeah. I wanted to challenge ECU to cover a spread. Yeah. Steelers team total over. That could be a look as well. That's not a bad look. Cold smash. Not this semester. Scheduling difficulties there. This is my least favorite game. I thought Colts would be a public dog. No, they're kind of sharp in this spot, but the line not moving towards them is going to keep me off of them. Look at the Vikes, but public dog again. Pass. Fair. Viking or Steelers money line there. We'll talk about my second contest pick here. We have the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars played on Monday Night Football, so this line opened up on Tuesday at a 6. It did get up to a 7 real quick with the public betting the Texans, but since then it's gone from a 7 down to a 6.5, down to a 6, down to a 5.5. So it's moved towards the Jaguars a half a point. Line opened up at a 45. It's now 44.5 in this game. Taking a look at the cash flow in this spot here, where we have 40% of the tickets and 54% of the cash is on the Jaguars. I love to see it. 89% of the tickets and 83% of the cash on the over here as well. The Jaguars, they're 0-3 to start the season. They take on the Texans. Both these teams coming off of bad losses. The Texans had their 2-game winning streak to start the year, snapped last week in Minnesota, 34-7 loss against the Vikings. Previous to that, they beat the Bears 19-13, and they beat the Colts 29-27, not covering in either game. On the flip side, Jacksonville, they started off the year covering as 3.5-point dogs against the Miami Dolphins in that 20-17 loss. They followed that up by losing to the Cleveland Browns 18-13. And then last week on Monday Night Football, they got blown out by 37 points, 47-10 against the Buffalo Bills, who are looking like a little bit of a juggernaut this year. And looking at this spot, though, the line moving towards these Jaguars put me on them in this spot. I like backing teams off getting blown out by 30-plus points, especially when they're a pretty decent dog, and especially when that dog goes from a 6.5 down to a 5.5. I got in at 6 at -120. I'm on the Jacksonville Jaguars to bounce back this game after getting absolutely humiliated in their previous game. So I am on those Jaguars. I got +6. Shop around, try to find a 6. The 5.5 is probably fine, but yeah. So Steelers are always public. Yeah, I guess. Argos and Leafs won yesterday. Can you guess what Toronto team lost yesterday? Them damn Blue Jays. Jaguars plus the points. Jags have to win at some point, right? Yeah, and I'm not. And here's the thing: I'm not a believer in this Texans team. I don't think they're a top team like a lot of people do. I think there'll be a lot of value betting against them this year. And I have futures on the Houston Texans. I have them under 9.5 wins, and I have them to miss the playoffs. So I would like to see the Texans really struggle. And I think this could be a game where they have a desperate Jacksonville team coming in. And if Jacksonville gets blown out here, then like I don't know what to say. Because if this is not a game that Jacksonville shows up for, I don't know what is. So that would be extremely frustrating if they no-show once again. But I'm trying to find what my for the Houston Texans here. I got plus 150 for them to miss the playoffs. I got plus 120 for them under 9.5 wins. So I need them to start losing. Texans to crush them like an orange soda. No, I'm on Texans minus 5.5. Took Jags. Houston has been overvalued. They absolutely have. CJ is going to have a slump year. That's what I said heading into the year, and he's not looked good. The Texans are 2-1. No thanks to him because they put up 29 points against the Colts. Cool. You put up 19 against the Bears, and you put up 7 against the Vikings. CJ Stroud's not look good. I'm going to challenge him to look good here. Texans lack a run game is going to be a hindrance. Yeah. Jags are pitiful. Absolutely they are. But give me the 0-3 team with their backs up against the wall. Jags upset. Yeah, Jags are pitiful. Expected way much more from Trevor. I liked the Colts more than I liked the Jaguars coming into this year. So I didn't expect the Jaguars to be amazing, but I didn't expect them to be terrible. So Lawrence has no receivers. Texans ain't good to be 5.5. Yeah, I don't think they are. We'll move on. This is contest play number 3 for me. I started with the Falcons. Jaguars for my second contest pick. This is my third contest pick. I'm on them Packers here in this game. Let's get into it here. The Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. We have this line opening up with the Vikings around 2.5. And it is up to a 3 now in most spots. Taking a look at the cash flow in this one, where we have 79% of the tickets and 68% of the cash on those Minnesota Vikings. The public loves them. Why not? They're 3-0. They've covered every spread. They've won every game as an underdog. Yeah, why not the Vikings? Now we're getting points with them again? Okay. 90% of the tickets and 70% of the cash on the over here as well. So the sharp money coming in on the under in this spot as well. Didn't really look at the total here in this spot. Maybe this is a game where Green Bay's defense can shut down the Vikings. Line opened up at a 43.5. It's up to a 44 though. So the lines reflected the cash and moving towards the over there. The Minnesota Vikings are 3-0. I am shocked that they are. I did not have them being this good this year. They're coming in off of a dominant win, 34-7 over the Houston Texans. They beat the San Francisco 49ers without Christian McCaffrey, 23-17, and they beat the Giants 28-6 to start the year. And I've been perfect on Packer games. We had the Eagles week 1 against them, and the Eagles win that game 34-29. We had them against the Colts. They beat the Colts 16-10. We had them against the Texans last week. I couldn't believe that they were dogs against the Texans last week. We took them last week as well, and they got the job done. And I'm looking for them to do that again here today. I think the Packers are a bet-on team at the moment. Now, once Jordan Love's fully back, I believe he's expected to play today, but this line was not what I was expecting it to be with him back, which tells me he's not 100%, which it's fine. I do expect him to have a fine game here. Good enough to beat the Vikings, and I got minus 2.5 with the Packers earlier in the week. I would shop around. I'm okay with a 3, but if you can find a 2.5, I much prefer that. So I'm on the Packers here. I got a minus 2.5 in this spot. Another public dog with the Minnesota Vikings. Packers smash. Vikings money line. Public all over dog. Yeah, the public is all over the dog in this one here. Stroud hasn't looked good, but the Jags have looked worse. Texans 8-2 last 10 versus Jags. Texans money line with the Browns money line. Good luck. This is my public. This is my favorite public dog of the day, only because I think Minnesota fans need to be something to be pumped up about for now. I don't see it. Good luck today, y'all, by the way, and thank you for the shot. Not a problem. I hopped on the Packers minus 2.5. Love it. Gio is a nice capper. No, yeah, he's cool. He's been around for a while. Love's first game back. No way. Vikings hot his team. I'll take the +3. If they lose, I lose. Fair. This crazy ATS for dogs will reverse when the public starts dogging it up, and the public are starting to dog it up. People will run to bet this league, but not the MLB, where you can cash dogs long term, which is why I'm up 40 units in baseball this year. Soda going into Cheesetown. Numbers make no sense. I would expect the Packers to be a favorite. They are a favorite. We'll move on now. We have the Cincinnati Bengals and the Carolina Panthers. We have the Bengals -4.5, total of 47 in this game. Let's get into the line history in this spot here, where we have this game opened up with the Bengals as 5.5-point favorites. It's now down to a 4.5. It got down to a 4 at one point, but went back up to a 4.5. Line opened up 45.5, now 47. So they expect points in this game, points, and more points. And I kind of want to go back to another over. I took the Carolina team total over last week. I kind of like Carolina again this week. 89% of tickets, 84% of cash on the over. Kind of scares me, though. 72% of tickets and 85% of the cash on the Bengals, but yet this line's moving towards the Panthers. And when it comes to this for me, and it's pretty simple, I feel like I want to try something. I just want to fade the Bengals until they prove me wrong. I unfortunately did not fade them last week with the Commanders. I did back them against the Chiefs. I haven't lost backing the Bengals this year because I took the Patriots week 1. I took the Bengals week 2. I stayed off week 3 because I thought that line was a little fishy. With it being 7.5, I thought the Bengals could smash in that game. They obviously did not. Carolina Panthers, I expect this offense to be a million times better with Andy Dalton. And especially, this is a great game for Andy Dalton potentially. Because who is he playing? Oh, yeah, his former team, the Cincinnati Bengals. This is a revenge game for Andy Dalton. And I think that they can keep the offense going. This team put up 13 points the first 2 weeks with Bryce Young. This is a different team with Andy Dalton. And until proven otherwise, I'm going to fade the Cincinnati Bengals here. I think the Bengals are overrated. And I look for Carolina to be able to take care of business in this game. I would like my book to be able to load so I can go ahead and bet Carolina in this spot. I'm fine with 4.5 in this game. So that's where I'm going to end up moving here on this spot. And, of course, it's Bovada during the show does not want to work on Sunday morning. Bovada does not want to work on a Sunday morning. That's just awesome. So let's see if it works on my phone here. Hopefully it'll load. I will take the Carolina Panthers here in this spot. I lean towards the over here in this one as well. Bengals smash. Bengals line too low, kind of weird. Yeah, they're literally facing the Panthers. I think the Panthers are better, though, with Andy Dalton. And this is annoying. Bovada's just not loading for me. But for me, I have the Panthers over 5.5 wins. It's a 3-unit play for me. It was a big play. I think we're alive again with Andy Dalton running the offense. I think it's more alive. And this Bengals defense looked horrible last week. Yeah, it's still not working. That's annoying. Okay, I'm gonna have to write down plays to add to when it comes back. But Panthers plus the points is going to make my card. It's going to. So we'll see there. This game is complete mystery. I heard over is the play. I would, yeah. If I'm betting a total, I would only look towards the over. I think this Panthers offense will be better with Dalton, and this Bengals defense is terrible. So, Bengals team total over. That's the only way I would back the Bengals is a team total over. I still would not have any interest in laying any points with them at all. Panthers went off yesterday. I mean, they went off yesterday. They didn't play yesterday. This game is a stone cold over. Burrow over 256 passing yards. Fair. Last week, yes. Yeah, I'm still in MLB mode. Fair. Damn. Dalton homecoming. Because Bovada's religious. No work on Sundays. Well, Cut the crap. Come on. Dalton may save your team total. Team total Panther prop. Yeah. Dodgers prop still unavailable. Parley, Blackman, and Ohtani home run. Ohtani, 2 stolen bases. We'll give him to 55. Did you see a couple of the stolen bases yesterday for him? The pitchers don't even look over at him, and he's halfway down the line before the pitcher even throws the ball. It's like they're giving it to him. It's like, oh, you want the stolen base run? Go ahead, run. You're good. You posting a card today, bro? Have we not been? Usually Tim posts all the cards for the members only. Has he not been posting the cards for the member only? I'll have to talk to him about it if he hasn't, because usually that's his job. So I don't know. But I hope he's been posting them. So yeah. Thanks. Yeah, there you go. No sides on this one. Small play Chuba. There you go. SB means shot now. Bailey, meaningless stat. SHC, what? Oh, stolen base. Yeah, yeah. Stolen bases don't mean as much. Not in a while. I've got to message Tim because he says he's supposed to be doing that. Have you not been posting card for members only? I apologize. I thought Tim's been doing that because usually that's his job. I apologize. Rigged stolen bases. Ohtani ain't fast at all. Feels like it. They're just letting him do it. Tim had one job. Yeah. Come on, Tim. I just messaged him about it. But we'll move on to the next game. And we'll move on to contest play number 4 for me. This is going to be a sweaty 1 o'clock slate because I have, I think, 4 contest plays then and 1 on the Sunday night game. We have the LA Rams and the Chicago Bears. We have the Bears as 3-point favorites in this game with a total of 40.5. Let's get into the line history in this spot here, where this line opened up with the Bears at -2, -1.5, -2 range, and now we're up to a -3. Line opened up at a 40.5. It's still a 40.5. Take a look at the cash flow in this game. I believe this is public dog number 3. It is 77% of the tickets, 78% of the cash on the LA Rams. In this game, the line's moving towards the Chicago Bears. 91% of the tickets and 89% of the cash is on the over here as well. And why not the Rams? They're coming in off of a comeback win where they trailed by a decent amount last game. It was 21-7 with about halfway through the third quarter, and they ended up winning 27-24. I had the Rams plus the points last week, so I loved every minute of that. Unfortunately, the under, which that killed the under, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. Previous to that, they got blown out against the Cardinals 41-10, and they lost on Sunday Night Football to the Detroit Lions 26-20. So they had not covered the first 2 weeks. They did cover last week, and they won outright as a dog. The Chicago Bears have really struggled this year. They're 1-2. They're 1-1 ATS. And you could make the argument they should be 0-3 right now because they trailed by 17 points week 1 against the Tennessee Titans. They ended up winning that game 24-17. And then they followed it up with 2 road losses against the Houston Texans, 19-13. They pushed as 6-point dogs in that game. And then they lose to the Colts 21-16 last week. Now, I know a lot of people are looking at this game as like, how can you potentially lay that many points with the Bears in this game? It's pretty simple. I mean, why not? Like, this line's telling you everything you need to know. Public all over the Rams. We get this line's now up to a 3. Like, they're inviting you to bet the Rams at 3. I think this is begging for Rams money. I got in Bears -3 in this game. I love the Bears in this spot. I look for them to be able to put up some offense here at home. And I think this is a potential massive letdown spot for the LA Rams in this game. And the Bears are 1-0 straight up in ATS at home this year. So it's not like they play bad at home. They're 2 games they've struggled on were road games for Caleb Williams. So I'm on the Bears laying the 3 in this game against the Rams. I like this spot for them there. Plus, we have Yeah, plus we have I don't know what I was about to say. I don't know. Oh, injuries for the Rams side. That was what I was about to say. Rams injuries. Ricky Henderson, Vince Coleman would laugh at the stolen. They would steal 100 bases. Easy. Ricky Henderson, under these rules, would steal 100 bases in his sleep. Yeah. Bears money line. If stolen bases mean nothing, even though they put you in scoring position, how come only 10 batters have over 40? Because not many people want to run. No way the Bears can be favored. Offense complete. No offense line. A complete mess. Yeah, there's no way they should be favorites in this game. No chance. Ohtani haters are hilarious. You like Man Unit today? Yeah. Bears smash. Not a hater. His stolen bases are just a joke. Everyone's stolen bases are a joke. Fair. Ohtani picks his spots. Being a pitcher, he knows the best time to attack. I agree with this with the Bears in this spot. Brain fart, yes. Bears, one win was a fluke. Titans gave it to him. Yeah, I was on the Titans that game. Yeah. I guess Acuna Jr. did nothing special last year. What he did was more impressive than what Ohtani's done this year because he played defense. Tariq if Corbin Burns isn't the worst when it comes to throwing out Steelers, I don't know who is. Dude doesn't even try. Yeah, some catchers just can't throw out runners. I've noticed that some catchers just can't throw out runners. Like Austin Wells is terrible at it. I know Francisco Alvarez needs to work on it as well. Just a couple things to keep in mind there. There we go. We'll move on, though. The Jets are 9-point favorites now, total of 40 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. It's 9+ money. It really moved to 9 as teaser protection. That's all it did. Because it went from 7 to 9 with no 8.5 in between. It's just purely a teaser protection line there. I think if you like the Jets at 7.5, you should still feel confident with them at 9. Line opened up at a 7. It's now a 9. It got up to a 7.5 in this game. And this line opened up at a 39.5. It's now a 39. So move towards the under here as well. I think this is a letdown spot for the Broncos. We backed the Broncos last week. They destroyed the Buccaneers. And now they stay on the road. 59% of tickets, 63% of cash on the Jets. And the line moving towards the Jets here. In this one, it went from a 7 to a 7.5. And then up to the 9 strictly for teaser protection, which shop around, you probably won't find 9s everywhere. And the total dropping here as well with 92% of tickets, 76% of cash on the over does make me a little bit interested in the under here in this spot. I think the Jets defense can absolutely shut down Bo Nix in this offense. They looked good last week. I would lean towards the opposite way this week. I would only look Jets laying the points in this one. I think this is one of those spots where we could see when we see bigger favorites cover. I think the Jets are one of those bigger favorites that can cover this week. So I would only look towards the Jets in this game. Not one I'm getting involved with, though. The Jets are coming in off of a nice win last week. They win 24-3. They've had an extended break. They had a pseudo bye week, really. I think I'm gonna move on the Jets in this game. If I can find an 8.5 range, I'm fine with that. Anything 9 or lower, I will advocate for them. I think the Jets win this game by double digits and shut down a offense that until last week did not look the greatest. They scored a garbage time touchdown to give them 20 points against Seattle. They put up 6 points against Pittsburgh. I think they take care of business here in this spot. So I would look towards the Jets. I think I might add the Jets here. Fernando, Jets smash. I don't like how the entire world's on the Jets. I don't see the entire world on the Jets. 59% of the tickets and 63% of the cash are on the Jets. So it's not a public spot, the Jets. there are way more public spots today. Jets over. You still betting MLB today or going over a few? We will be going over that after the card or after the NFL card. This one feels like a parlay killer. I would lean more towards the Bengals being the parlay killer today. Every MLB game starts at 3 o'clock. Yes, 3:05 to 3:20. Yep. Broncos plus the points, but pass. Mets collapsing, which means Rodgers pulls a hammy in this game. Mets and Jets are the same miserable bad luck teams. Write it down. Rodgers gets hurt. That is a fucked up thing to say. You shouldn't ever be predicting players getting hurt like that. That is awful. It's disgusting. Nick, how are you? You're an NC, right? Are your friends and family okay? Yes, we're in more eastern and central North Carolina. Where it's gotten hit hard is over in the western side of Carolina. And it's like Asheville and Boone, and over there where like App State is and where Western Carolina is and UNC Asheville and things along those lines. Those are the ones that are getting hit really hard right now. It is currently 75 and sunny where I am. And we got a little bit of wind, a little bit of rain, but really not much damage over where I am. So we were lucky. We were not in a spot that got absolutely pounded. But definitely thoughts go out to the people who are impacted by this right now. And that's also in Florida, because I've seen plenty of, like, this was an awful hurricane. I've seen plenty of videos of people's houses get taken away with the water. I saw in the Outer Banks, people's houses go into the ocean. Like, it's been rough for a lot of places here. Me, my friends and family, we're all safe. We're all good. We were not impacted nearly to the extent that Western Carolina, the western side of North Carolina was. So we're okay. Appreciate it there. Yeah, we are all good there. First half Jets, not wishing it. It just happens to those teams, and you know it. Still, not something you should be doing like that. Did anyone take those skiing 6.5Ks? Line moved minus 190 before the start. I find the book the biggest scam I have ever seen. It's hard to believe nobody knew. I mean, I was shocked too. And yeah, no, I didn't hear at all that he was going to only be going 2 innings. I was pissed because I had the under. Bovada's finally up and working, please. Yeah, Bovada's finally up and working. So I can bet the Carolina Panthers plus 4.5. And the New York Jets is -8. I'm going to move on the Jets -8 here as well in this game. So there we go. Panthers plus 4.5, Jets -8. 2 plays I'm able to add now that Bovada is working. Except for what do you call it? No, there we go. Bet stamps. When I click Bovada, it's showing nothing. So I have to like manually type it in for Bovada odds. There we go. That one works. And that's a -115. Jets -8, -115. That will make my card. Yeah, no. Yeah. Yes, I had Skeens under 3.5. Then why didn't you share it out? We don't care now that you found out right before the game and didn't tell anybody. Nobody cares now. We have the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This line opened up with the Eagles as -2 favorites. It's down to a -1 now. Line opened up at a 44.5. It's down to a 42 now. So a move towards the under and a move towards the Buccaneers in this game. Let's take a look at the money line for this game here. Where this line opened up 135 for the Eagles, it's down to a 120. I'm going to move on the Bucs in this game, I have a feeling. So the line moving towards these Buccaneers, I'm curious to see what type of cash flow we have on this game. 50% of the tickets, 57% of the cash is on the Buccaneers spread, and then 74% of the tickets, 76% of the cash on the money line for the Eagles. So the Eagles public in this game a little bit. 88% of the tickets, 84% of the cash on the over here as well. the line dropping, but I have a feeling it's a little bit weather related as well because this is in Tampa Bay. And I only have to lay 5 more cents for 1.5. I'm going to take the Bucks at plus 1.5 here because the money line is minus 105. So I don't think that's really worth 5. I'll lay another 5 cents in order to get a 1.5 in this game. I think that's kind of worth it there in this spot, especially in a game that could be a little bit lower scoring. I'm fine with that. I'm going to be on the Buccaneers in this game at plus 1.5. The Bucks coming in off of that embarrassing loss last week at home against the Bengals, where they lost 26-7 after following up a win against the Detroit Lions on the road there. On the flip side, the Eagles are coming in off of a 15-12 win over the New Orleans Saints. I've been spot on with the Eagles all year too. I had them week 1 against the Green Bay Packers. They win that game. I faded them week 2 against the Falcons. They win that game, or they lose that game. I backed them week 3 against the Saints. They win that game, and I'm going to fade them this week. I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus the 1.5 here in this spot for this game. Buccaneers plus 1.5 minus 110 for me. Let's see. They took the K prop down fast. Okay. Give me Bucks. Garrett Wilson, anytime touchdown, plus 160. There you go. I took the over K prop minutes before the game start. Hard to hit 7 Ks when you pitch 2 innings. Very. I like the under in this game. I could definitely see it. This game is hard to cap. Oh, man, you okay. Soccer stuff. Eagles money line for Drewski. 20 hours Books didn't even know Skeens was only going 2 innings. Books set his over-under hit prop at 3.5 and strikeout at 6.5. The smart people take advantage of this. I put my X and you ignored it. I don't have post notifications for you. So I don't follow you like that. I don't follow your every move. Sup 446. Yeah, Bucks secondary is suspect. So is the Eagles. Under 42.5. So for Eagles seem to have a hard time converting. Yeah, they do. Sorry, I had to check out for a second. Any word on the card later? Hopefully Tim posts it. If not, then I guess I'll post it. That's supposed to be Tim's job, and he's not been doing it for a while apparently. So I will have to talk to him about that because and we need to put content first because we're making more money off of YouTube than we are sales. So we need to put content first. Tampa Bay money line, F the points. Yeah, I mean the money line's 5 cents cheaper than the plus 1.5. So that's why I took the plus 1.5. Bucks money line, plus 130 bucks on Hart. Wow, Bovada sucks. Maybe Eagles first half, Bucks full game, could be. If anything, I'll take player props. There you go. Bucks bounce back. Philly top receivers are out. There you go. Also, we're going to talk WNBA at all today? No, because no WNBA because I haven't really capped it, and we got baseball as well. One of the total teasers parlay for me today, minus 120 Bucks and Eagles under 48.5. Browns and all right, that's fair. Hard Rock has a boost for the Bucks money line. Okay, that makes more sense. Why not Tampa Bay pleaser plus minus 1.5? Go for it. I don't know how much of a difference that'll be in price, but I mean, hey, it's loading. Let's see. Bucks minus 1.5 is plus 110. Go for it. If you like the Bucks to win, I don't hate that look. Minus 1.5 plus 110. Maybe that's a good way to approach some of these games. We'll see. Good luck today. What's good, Billy Briz? Thinking both more soccer stuff. Well, you said, why didn't I put it out? Okay, whatever. Bad boy, Tim, bad boy. Yeah. Barkley over 74 yards. Book it. Both receivers out. He'll run all day. Fair. Barkley. If you only can spell Barkley, all right. Hey, yo. Devontae and A.J. Brown out. Who's going to catch the ball for Philly? Yeah. So many games today? Yes, there are. Yes, Gio, both are out. Yeah, I'm just throwing, okay, more soccer stuff. There you go. All right, we'll keep on moving on here. Trying to run down the slate pretty quick because we do have a lot of games to go over. And I have a feeling MLB is going to be kind of quicker today because not a lot of games matter, but we'll get into it here. Washington Commanders and Arizona Cardinals. The Commanders 2-1 on this young season behind Jaden Daniels, looking pretty good there. Let's take a look at the line history in this one, where it opened up at a 4.5 was the look ahead line. It reopened up at 4 and it's down to a 3.5. Line opened up at a 50. It's now 48.5. So move towards the under here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game here, where we have 20, or that's the money line, 46% of the tickets, 66% of the cash on the Cardinals spread, and the line moving towards these Commanders, which is interesting there because it's gone from a 4 down to a 3.5. 89% of tickets, 93% of cash on the over. Yet this line's dropping, does make the under a little bit of appealing in this game. I've really not moved on any totals. And I think I don't know how many totals I'm actually going to move on today because none of them truly appeal too much. There's a couple unders that are kind of interesting, but these lines have already moved so much. The Commanders are coming in on back-to-back wins. Then they've had back-to-back games where they have not punted. They had and the only drives for them that did not end in points were knee downs before halftime or at the end of games. They went 21-18 against the Giants, kicking nothing but field goals. And the Giants had no field goal kicker. And they win 38-33 against the Bengals last week. They did get blown out week 1 against Tampa Bay. The Arizona Cardinals, they lose 20-13 against Detroit, but they were very much in that game, the entire game, basically. They beat the LA Rams 41-10. And for me, this is not a game I have any interest in. I don't know what to think about these two teams right now, honestly. I would lean towards probably laying the points with the Cardinals. If I had gun to head, had to bet every single game, I would only look towards the Cardinals in this spot. But I have no interest in this game whatsoever, so it's a pass. Bucks money line, there you go. Cards -3.5. I think these Commanders are the real deal. They could be pretty good. Over 49. Arizona smash. We'll continue to move on. We have the San Francisco 49ers. They're 10-point favorites, total 40.5 in this game. We have our first double-digit favorite of the year, and I think this is kind of like a rightfully so one. This line reopened up at a 10 at -115, still a 10 at -115. It did open up. The look-ahead line was 10.5, and the line has moved down half a point since then, but and then we have this line opening up at 39.5 up to a 41.5. So move towards the over, expecting some points in this game potentially. 94% of the tickets and 91% of the cash was on the over in this game. So I guess that makes sense. 67% of the tickets, 78% of the cash on the Niners in this spot here. The Niners are dealing with a whole lot of injuries. Does that make me want to lay double digits with them at all? Not really. I would only look in that direction though. I'm starting to see some 10.5s out there. So the line's finally starting to move towards the Niners. And I know a lot of people are going to go into this game and think just how good big dogs have been doing the last few weeks. And now we get a double-digit dog. I'd only look towards the Niners in this game to lay the hammer down on them. Niners coming in off of blowing a massive lead against the LA Rams. So they will – when you're laying a number like this, you want a team to be motivated and focused. How about a 49ers team who has Super Bowl aspirations on a 2-game losing streak? I think – Sorry. I think you lay the points with the Niners here in this spot. I think you do. I want to see what a 10 would be. 10 is -125 or -120. I think I want to lay the 10 with the Niners in this game because I would like to fade big dogs this week a little bit after all we've seen is, this dog, all these dogs have been covering. Yeah, I think this is a week that they don't. I got -10 at -120. I'm going to be on the San Francisco 49ers in this game. And I get it. They're dealing with a lot of injuries right now. But I think this is a reality game for the Patriots. We saw it last week where they finally started to look like the Patriots team we were kind of expecting. where they look bad against the Jets. I think we see a little bit more of the same here today. I think this is a smash spot, and maybe this is just a smash and grab with the 49ers in general. The one thing that does worry me is obviously the Niners are dealing with injuries because they will not have what do you call it? Injured. Who is it? Obviously, CMC is out, but they got a couple defenders out and stuff like that. It does make me a little bit nervous, but I do think this is a game where the 49ers, they win this something along the lines of 35-10. Like, this is one of those games with the Niners. I think you could double up on the Niners in this game, first half and full game. I think this is a blowout spot for them. I'll lay the 10, though. Niners minus 10 for me. Let's see. 49ers at home. Yeah. Go over 49 Washington Zona and Panthers Bengals over 47. Good luck. Pats 2 weeks off will cover the spread. 49ers let down. Book it. Nick is wrong. 49ers let down from what? They blew a lead last week. They lost the week before that. What are they letting down from? Enlighten me. Enlighten me. Pats spread. Niners ain't good to cover B minus 10. Is Debo playing? I believe so. Who gets pumped to play the Pats? The 49ers when you lose 2 games in a row and you're back at home. When I'm looking for a big favorite, I want one that's motivated. And who's going to be more motivated than a 49ers team with Super Bowl aspirations who have the opportunity to beat the shit out of a bad Patriots team? I'm going to lay the 10 here. 49ers are letting down everything. Are letting down anything. They've been disappointing, yeah. Y'all trip and try to take points with the Pats, just saying. Pats ain't the same division as the Niners. No, they are not. But still, the Niners, this is a game that they will go out there and they will win by 21 plus. Let me take a look real quick. Trying to see if I can find a number here for the Niners to win by 21 plus. Because this is a game they would. Margin props. Let's see. Win by okay. They're not going to give me plus 575 to win by 28 or more points. Plus 575 to win by 23 to 27 points. Plus 575 to win by 19 to 22 points. Those are all worth sprinkles. As well. We'll see. Plus 10. Book it. Good luck. Pass. Morning, Nick. ECU in the under, never in doubt, as well as Alabama. Roll Tide. Give me plus 21. How much you want to bet? I will bet with my book. Do the Niners really care about covering 10 against a non-divisional team? Absolutely. They just lost back-to-back games, and now they're back at home. They lost both those games on the road. This Niners team has been one that dominates at home over the last few years, and I expect him to do that here in this one. Oh, my God, I don't want your money. Save it. Plus 121 is insane. Untouchable. Please don't mention. Jayhawks on the ban list, trash team. There you go. Debo is expected to play. This is a get-right spot for the 49ers. Yes, I 100% agree. And that's why I laid it with the Niners. I don't lay double digits in the NFL almost ever. So let that speak for what you want it to speak for. Cleveland Browns and the Las Vegas Raiders in the next one here. We have this game opening up at -1 for the Browns. It's now -2.5. We do have injuries towards the Raiders, though. Line opened up at a 39. It's now 37, so move towards the under here as well. I think all those are reflected in injuries because Devontae Adams is not going to play. Max Crosby is not going to play. David Njoku's not going to play. 93% of the tickets and 67% of the cash on the over. The line's moving down. I think those are all injury wise though. 52% of the tickets are on the Browns, 54% cash on the Raiders spread, 56% of tickets, 52 on the money line. This game is such a clusterfuck, really. When you look at this one, both teams are 1-2. Both are 1-2 ATS. The Raiders are coming in off of a 14-point loss against the Carolina Panthers, following a 26-23 win over the Ravens. They lost the week 1, 22-10 against the Chargers. On the flip side, the Browns are coming in off of a 21-15 loss against the Giants, where they did shut out the Giants in the second half of that game. That was how they followed up an 18-13 victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars. I want nothing to do with this game. This game has way too many variables for me to want to get involved with it. So this is an easy stay-off spot for me. There are better games on the card than this one. Brown Smash, Vegas. Hello, this is an ECU-friendly channel. Yes, a loss of 13-legger because of the first half money line. Yeah. Under a pass, Raiders team total over. Does anybody actually want to win this game? 1,400 goes to overtime. There you go. Jaguars money line. I like it. I like the Jags money line there. We have 2 games left in the NFL. Then we'll get into the MLB. We have the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. This line opened up. Look ahead was a 3.5. Opened up at a 7. It's still a 7. My guess is probably Herbert's not available for this game with this line being this wide. That's just my hunch. Line opened up at a 40. It's a 41.5 now. So move towards the over here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game. We have 58% of the tickets are on the Chiefs, 51% of the cash on the Chargers. So sharp money coming on the Chargers. Line's not really moved too much though. 91-91 on the over. This line tells me probably Herbert's not playing. And this is another game where I don't really have too much of an interest in this one. Let's see. Chargers have a lot of injuries here listed. Bosa is going to be out for this game. Herbert's questionable. It's just too many question marks for the Chargers. Because at this number, I want to look at the Chargers at +7. I would only look towards the Chargers at +7 in this game. But do I really want to fade Mahomes with a backup quarterback for the LA Chargers? The answer is simply no, even though the Chargers will probably just run the football a lot. I think the under 41.5 is worth a look in this game. If you're looking at a total in this one, I would only look under. But it'll just be another pass here for me. I will have a play on the Sunday night game, but not on this game here. Chargers upset. Wow. Okay, Chiefs first half. I'm on the Chargers money line. KC overvalued. They usually are. Herbert's playing? How the hell is this a 7 and Herbert playing? That makes no sense. Bolts, Mahomes interception in the under. Go under. Man, I tried to fade Mahomes past 2 games. Ain't doing that no more. Yeah, I'm not trying to. I think there are spots that you can fade the Chiefs. And maybe this is one of those. Because I can get 7 and a hook in this game, most likely. At not a stupid price. Because I'm seeing -115 on BetMGM. The 7.5, I think it's -120 for the Chargers. If Herbert's playing, I don't know why this is this. I don't know why I can get a 7.5 at -125. I'll dive a little bit deeper into this game. I'm not backing this game whatsoever, though. So we'll move on. Final game of the NFL slate, and then we'll get into baseball, which I don't know how much baseball I will be betting today, but we will talk about it. We have the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. Line opened up at a 2.5. It is still a 2.5. It got down to a 2 at one point, but it's back up to a 2.5. Let's take a look at the total here in this one. Line opened up at a 46.5, still 46. It's still 46 there. And here's your final one of the day, and your fourth and final public dog. And this is my fifth and final contest play. I'm on the Ravens at -2.5, and I still need to bet it. I forgot to bet it earlier. I am on the Ravens laying the points in this game. I like this spot for Baltimore. They're coming in off of their first win of the year, but that honestly, that game they could have easily lost it because the Cowboys almost came all the way back. The Bills are coming in off of. I think this is the ultimate sell high spot for the Buffalo Bills because they are coming in off of a 37-point win on prime time, which is why they're a public dog today. The books are not stupid. They saw how good the Bills looked last week, and they put him as a dog in this game, and I fully understand why. And I think towards the over in this game a little bit too because the Ravens have gone over in all 3 games, and I do think if the Ravens do not cover in this game, it's because the Bills put up points. The Baltimore Ravens started off with 2 losses to start the year. They lost 27-20 against KC. They lose 26-23 against the Raiders in a game where they led by double digits. And then they lost. And then they did beat the Cowboys last week. On the flip side, 3-0 are the Buffalo Bills. They've looked awesome. They didn't cover week 1 against the Cardinals, who were 7-point dogs in that. They were 7-point favorites in that game. And then they had back-to-back blowout games against Miami on primetime and Jacksonville on primetime. And now they get another primetime game. I think this is a letdown spot here potentially for the Buffalo Bills. I think they're dogs for a reason. They're public dogs. So I will gladly fade them here. I'm on Baltimore here minus the 2.5 in this one. I got to close my eyes and bet Chargers money line. Good luck. Super Bowl champs versus a banged up Chargers team, +7. Of course, even if Herbert is playing. Fair. But nah. Herbert's expected to play, but I don't know. I thought he had a high ankle sprain. That's what that game has too many question marks for me to have any interest in betting it. Ravens first half. It's the last day for some men to go out and exercise in the MLB. Yep. Ravens in the under. Ravens pass defense is putrid. Allen over 232. Another book it. This is going to be a great game. Jackson and Allen rushing props. Flowers touchdown. Tottenham. There you go. More soccer. Bills letdown spot. Sunday night. You talk about what letdown. Okay, maybe I phrased it wrong. Maybe not letdown, but maybe a come back to earth game for them. You win by 21 and 37 on back-to-back primetime games. I think this is not a letdown spot. I apologize. I said the wrong thing. Not a letdown spot. It's a come back to earth game. Haven't seen a card post in a while. I messaged Tim about it. I haven't gotten a response back for it. But I will. If there's not a card posted, I guess I'll post it. Tim's been bad with that lately. So I apologize. Let down? No. Come back down to earth. I said the wrong thing. Jesus. Bills money until they lose. Okay, forgive me. Okay. Wrong wording. Yes, it was wrong wording. We'll go from the gridiron, though, and we will get into baseball. And a unique thing for MLB today is every game starts in between 3:05 and 3:20 Eastern Standard Time. So we don't have any early games to worry about here for baseball. So we're able to go over the full card there without having to cut away from it. But we'll get into it here. We have the Philadelphia Phillies and the Washington Nationals. The Phillies are -140, total of 7.5 in this game. I'd be careful. It's Sunday, and it's the final day of the regular season, so be careful. And I think these line movements are going to tell us a lot for today. Line opened up at a 160 for Philadelphia. It's now a -144. So we do have a 16-cent line movement here towards the Washington Nationals. Line opened up at an 80 to even money. It's now a 7.5 at -119. The Phillies have already clinched a bye. Let's take a look what the situation is for that because they've lost back-to-back games. I believe the Dodgers are the number 1 seed in the West. Are in the West. Of course, they're the number 1 seed in the West. I believe the Phillies have the tiebreaker over the Brewers, I believe. So the Brewers can't get they have the 3 seed, they can't get the 2 seed. Phillies have already locked in. They're going to be the 2 seed. They'll play the winner of Milwaukee and whoever the 6 seed is, which could be the Mets again, or it could be the Diamondbacks. I don't think it'll be the Braves. I think the Braves have that 5 spot pretty much locked up at this point in this game. Let's take a look at the cash flow. Let me switch over from NFL to MLB for this game here, where we have 75% of tickets, 72% of the cash on the Phillies. Line moving towards these Nationals here. Jake Irving and Aaron Nola. Nola, 4.82 ERA, 1.32 whip, 11.89 strikeouts per 9, which is 31%, 2.57 walks per 9, a 333 BABIP, a 4.17 FIP, and a 3.07 SIERA. On the flip side, Washington, Jake Irving, 6.67 ERA, 1.33 whip, 6.76 strikeouts per 9, which is 20%, 3.67 walks per 9, a 280 BABIP, a 4.72 FIP, and a 4.44 SIERA. Bullpen edge, Nationals, hitting edge, Phillies, 113 WRC plus, which is 6, compared to 80, which is 24th. It's Nationals or nothing. And I'm kind of tempted on the Nationals. Not going to lie. Looking to maybe complete the sweep with this young team going into the offseason with something positive to think about. I would only look towards the Nationals here, and they're actually kind of appealing here. Plus 125. I would only look towards the Natties in this game. Oh, there we go. New member. Appreciate it. Appreciate Max Van Schlitt for the new membership. Bills Mafia, not in Baltimore. There you go. Phillies, wake up this game. They can, or there may be or maybe they're just still asleep at the wheel and ready for the playoffs to start. Nerfy and the Nats. Sean Higgs in the house. I'm here. How are you? I'm doing good. Doing good. Higgy, the legend, is here. There you go. This just got classier. Well, hello, Higster. Lex and Mr. Numbers, good morning. Follow Higgy. He went 12-4 yesterday. Hell yeah. Take the under. Phillies want to feel good going into the break, but they won't push it. Fair. Nola and Irving with 8-mile-an-hour winds. Heavy forecast. I could see the under in this game. I think the under is definitely worth a look. Take all 15 unders. It's probably not a bad look. You'll probably go at least 8-7 doing that, if not 9-6. Nerfy. Must be Hermann Max von. Must be German. Yeah. The man, the myth, the legend, Higgs has joined the chat. There we go. We'll keep going here. The St. Louis Cardinals and the San Francisco Giants. Giants minus 120 favorites. Total of 8 in this game. Take a look at the line history in this one here, where we have McGreevy and Birdsong, 2 young guys. 2 rookies. Line open up 120, still 120. Line open up 8.5 at minus 105. It's now 8 minus 1 plus 105. Move towards the under here as well. 94% of tickets, 96% of the cash, or 94% of tickets, 89% of the cash on the over. 31 and 81 on the Cardinals in this one here. McGreevy, 3.38 ERA, 8.88 whip, 10.13 strikeouts per 9, which is 30%. 1.13 walks per 9, a 278 BABIP, a 329 FIP, and a 1.53 SIERA. On the flip side, Birdsong, 3.38 ERA, a 1.23 whip, 8.2 strikeouts per 9, which is 21%. 4.82 walks per 9, a 235 BABIP, a 3.81 FIP, and a 4.86 SIERA. Bullpen edge, Giants, hitting edge, Giants, 98 WRC plus, which is 13th, compared to 94, which is 20th. I'm actually going to go with both these unders here for the first 2 games. I'm going to take both unders. I'm going to add the Philly under. I think both those guys can pitch well, and I like the way the markets are moving. I think I'm going to be very bullish on unders. I think I like Higgs' idea there with the unders. I'm going to be on under 7.5 in this game. Line's gone from an 8 down to a 7, or 8 to a 7.5. I think that's telling that both these pitchers pitch well. 2 young guys, I expect them to want to end their rookie years off well. Even though we had that yesterday with Luis Heel and Paul Skeens, and they didn't do that, I will go ahead and I will grab both these unders. Under 8, Philadelphia, Washington. Under 7.5, St. Louis, San Fran. And I'll probably have a bunch of unders today. I like that idea, and I think we're going to see a lot of markets moving towards the under here as well. Let's see. Figure all home teams, they will roll out their regulars for some claps, then sub in guys. Not a bad look. That's not a bad look. Under all player props. See, these are things that I don't think about because I don't bet player props, but that's actually not a bad look either because, yeah, as you mentioned before, they sub out guys. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me to see them sub out guys. Giants money line, Higster, yeah. I feel like Blackman is going to get fed some softies. Yeah, I absolutely think that. Cards got the better arm here. They do. What's good, Higgies? Every game under parlay plus 17.83.22. $1 for 17 grand. I like it, Higgy. You know what? I want to see what it is on Bovada here. If they'll only let me do. They won't let me do every game on Bovada, unfortunately. They'll max me at 12, I think. No, they'll let me go. They'll let me go all the way to 15 here. Hell yeah, I'll throw $1 at that too. It's to win $15,000 today. All right, let's go for it. Every single under on the board, $1 to win 15 grand. Yeah. There's zero chance they will all go under. Yeah, but I guess it's worth $1, right? We'll move on. Tampa Bay Rays and Boston Red Sox, -115 for the Rays, total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the pitching or the line history for this one here. Ryan Pepiot and Quinn Priester. Line open up 109 to 113 for the Rays. Line open up an 8.5 -105. It's an 8 at -115. Another game moving towards the under from 8.5 down to an 8. With 75% of the tickets and 56% of the cash on the over. All right, this is another under spot for me here in this game, most likely. On under 8. And then we have 36% of tickets and 91% of the cash is on the Red Sox in this game here with the line moving towards the Rays, which is interesting there. Looking at the pitching matchup, Quinn Priester making an appearance. We haven't seen him in a while. He was part of the Cam York trade. He was with Pittsburgh for a while. And he's been pitching really well in Worcester. They're bringing him up for one start. On the other side, Pepe at 3.80 ERA, 1.45 whip, 11.39 strikeouts per 9, which is 28%, 5.06 walks per 9, a 296 BABIP, a 4.15 FIP, and a 4.15 CR. Bullpen edge, Tampa. Hitting edge, Tampa. 94 WRC plus, which is 19th, compared to 71, which is 29th. Kind of curious what an 8.5 would be in this game. Seeing that it's even money for the, I'm going to go with that. 8.5 and -125. Under 8.5, -125 here. Red Sox and Rays. Yeah, I can definitely see this as a day that a lot of teams kind of try to put a cap on the season and not really. I think the offensive intensity will not be there in a lot of games. But we'll continue on here. Go back to the chat. DK is 17K. Yes, it is. But I'm only using Bovada at the moment, so. Tampa, just the better team. Yeah, they are. Tampa are going to let Boston win their home for their home team. They've been way too embarrassing. Yeah. Damn near every under is set below a key number on Caesars. Yeah. Let's get it here. The next matchup, a game I did have an under in yesterday, but did not come through. Yankees and Pirates, -175 for the Yankees, total 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one. This is another one. They all have the exact same line movement so far. Line opened up in an 8.5, down to an 8. Line opened up at 215, now down to a 176, which tells me not a lot of starters for the Yankees today in this one. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Aaron Judge gets an at-bat, Soto gets an at-bat. 79% of tickets, 76% of the cash on the over. Line's dropping towards the under in this game here. 88% of tickets, 87% of the cash is on the Yankees. The line's moving towards the Pirates pretty significantly. Bailey Falter, Clark Schmidt. Falter, 4.33 ERA, 1.26 whip. 6 strikeouts per 9, which is 16%. 3 walks per 9, a 271 BABIP, a 3.8 FIP, and a 4.97 CR. On the flip side, Clark Schmidt, 2.61 ERA, 1.21 whip. 9.15 strikeouts per 9, which is 24%. 2.61 walks per 9, a 304 BABIP, a 341 FIP, and a 3.79 CR. Bullpen edge, Yankees. Hitting edge, Yankees. 87 WRC plus, which is 15th, compared to 77, which is 25th. Neither of these teams' offenses particularly scare me. And this is the exact same market, and I have a feeling for me, most of these games is if I see the market moving in that direction with the public on the over, I'm just gonna bet the under. And this is another game I'm gonna be on the under here as well. Under 8 minus 110 for me in this one. Under 8 minus 110 for me in this one. I'm just gonna keep going with these unders. With the market, I'm just gonna whenever the market tells me it's an under, I'm gonna bet the under. That's the way that today's most likely going to go. So I'm already on 4 different unders. So we'll see how many more unders I get to today. I hope to the Lord that Miami destroys the Jays today, so our emotionless fans finally boo this terrible team and the upper management blows the team up. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Bailey, I'm with you. I just want to judge home run. Here we go. Here we go. Marlins, definitely on that list. Yank smash. I just did an alt bet every game, every under total plus 4 runs at plus 900. Good luck. I feel like either Phillies or Yankees lose, go into the week with the media panicking. Yeah, I can see that. Let's keep going here. The Texas Rangers and the LA Angels. How much do you want to bet this line history? Is it opened up at an 8.5? It's down to an 8. Nope. No market move on this one here. Line opened up 8 minus 115. It's still an 8 at minus 115. Line opened up 145 for the Rangers. It's down to a 142. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game here. Where 85% of tickets and 89% of cash on the over. The line's not moved. 20% of tickets, 57% of cash on the Angels. Taking a look at the pitching matchup here, we have Jack Kohanowitz taking on Nathan Eovaldi. Eovaldi, 6.08 ERA, 1.48 whip, 8.75 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%, 3.42 walks per nine, a 3.09 BABIP, a 5.11 FIP, and a 4.34 SIERA. On the flip side, Kohanowitz, 2.81 ERA, 0.97 whip, 4.21 strikeouts per nine, which is 12%, 0.7 walks per nine, a 250 BABIP, a 4.33 FIP, and a 4.26 SIERA. Bullpen edge, Angels, hitting edge, Rangers, 103 WRC plus, which is 11th, compared to 97, which is 15th. Market isn't pointing me in the direction as much in this game. It's a stay off spot. Pass, lean towards the under, I guess, but I didn't see any movement, so it's not one I'm going to get involved with. No chat, so we'll get into the game that I know will get some chat. The New York Mets and the Milwaukee Brewers. Minus 120 for the Mets, total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one. Please show me something positive for the Mets. I need one game here. Line opened up on a 118. It's a 125. Love to see that. It's moved 7 cents in the direction of the New York Mets. This line's moved towards the over. And I can understand this one moving towards the over because we're actually going to have players for the Mets play the full 9 innings. Line opened up at a 110. It's now a 114. This is not an under spot. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game. 71% of tickets, 69% cash on the over. 49% of tickets and 84% of cash is on the Brewers, and the lines move towards the Mets. They spit in the face of that of the sharp money on the Brewers, and they move it towards the Mets, which makes me like the Mets a little bit in this game. We have Colin Ray and David Peterson. Peterson, 4.15 ERA, 1.38 whip, 9.55 strikeouts per nine, which is 24%, 1.66 walks per nine, a 382 BABIP, a 1.73 FIP, and a 3.53 SIERA. On the flip side, Colin Ray, 8.1 ERA, 1.75 whip, 7.65 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%, 1.8 walks per nine, a 385 BABIP, a 6.27 FIP, and a 4.32 SIERA. Bullpen edge, Milwaukee. Hitting edge, they're both the same, 92 WRC plus against the opposing pitcher's arm. Mets are nothing for me. With the way the market's moving, tells me that the Mets are live in this game. Obviously, minus 125. I like that the line's moving towards them, but not enough for me to move on the game. It's just a lean towards the Mets. This game is a complete pass, but my gut says Texas ends their disappointing year with a dub. Fair. Let's see. This is an under smash. Sharps all over the Brewers, yet the line's moving towards these Mets. If today was scripted, it would go Mets win, Diamondbacks win, Braves lose. Brewers said they would not pitch one top reliever. Love to hear that. It's fine. I'm hoping to see that the Brewers pull in the dogs, Like, it's so frustrating watching the other two teams of the Diamondbacks and the Braves, watching the Padres throw out their shit lineup, watching the Royals throw out their shit lineup, and then watching the Brewers, who have nothing to play for, play literally everybody. Is so old. So old. I would only go Mets in this game, which is minus 132 overall on Bovada, so not one I'm getting involved with. I don't think teams will just go through the motions and have unders. Stadium seats were sold. Food and beverages sales will be needed. Also, commercial spots sold. Fair. If the Mets lose this game, just go home forever. The Mets can't beat the Brewers for whatever reason. The D-backs have to be the play of the day. Do they? Nerfy. Is Lindor in the MVP conversation because he got hurt? No. He missed a week. No, not anymore. Nobody is watching these meaningless games on TV with football on. Fair. Let's move on. Arizona Diamondbacks, minus 180 favorites, total 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history of this one between Martin Perez and Brandon Fowd. Line opened up in a 9 down to an 8.5, so we'll move towards the under here. Line opened up 165. It's now a 180. Diamondbacks look like a cash cow, unfortunately. But this may also be, keep in mind, I think I'm going to pump the brake on saying games are cash cows. Sharp money is on the Padres. 27% of tickets, 96% of the cash is on them. 87 and 93 on the over, yet this line's dropped. Because these can all be lineup based, the line moves. I'm going to move on this under. I want to see where the 9 is because it's even money for the under 8.5. I want to see if a 9 I can get at minus 120, minus 125 range. Let's see what a 9 would be. It would be minus 135. You guys suck. So yeah, under 8.5 for me in this game. Another market move towards the under. Will put me on another under here in the spot. Under 8.5 at even money. I wanted the 9, but not at minus 135. So under 8.5, even money here. Diamondbacks and the Padres. That is even money. All right, let's keep going. See. Last day of the MLB season. Yep. I'm a believer. I did Brews plus 800 pennant. Good luck. Morning. Hope everyone cash out today. Let's do it. No rise in the lineup. Average 314. Yeah. Mets will be the number one game to watch for me today. I can't wait to see them choke, and the reaction will be insane here in New York. Good for you. If Arizona loses, they are officially eliminated, even if the Mets lose. Wrong. If both the Mets and the Diamondbacks lose today, the Mets need one game in Atlanta. If the Mets win and the Diamondbacks lose, the Mets are in the playoffs, and the games in Atlanta mean nothing. If the Diamondbacks lose and the Mets win. Ohtani 310 average. What a day. Yeah. Triple crown, yes or no? I don't think so. No, because Arise is going to get the batting average. So no. Forget the Jets. Number one. The Mets is number one story. Will embarrass themselves again. Cool. Jets suck. It's a trap. Padres need to rest arms today. Yep. Mets have to win one game. They have to win one game to get in. Not if they lose and the Diamondbacks win. If the Diamondbacks win and the Mets lose, then they need to win both in Atlanta. Bengals and Jets. I am against the Bengals. I am on the Jets. Brews need to rest arms too. They do. They do. We'll keep it going here. I will be on the Rockies in this game. This will be the final day of Dodger Fade. I actually really like this. I like this spot though for the Rockies. Let's get into it. It's Blackmon's last game. They'll have a ceremony for him. The Dodgers will probably be resting everybody. And this line history, I believe, will tell us that. Line opened up with the Dodgers as 142. It's now 145, so that's kind of interesting there. Line opened up 11.5 at minus 105. It's 11 at minus 112, so move towards the under here as well. So probably a Rockies in the under spot for me here. With 78% of tickets and 83% cash on the over, line's dropping. All right, let me see. I want to see what an 11.5 is in this one here. 81% of tickets, 97% of cash on the Dodgers here as well. I'm entirely too invested into this baseball card. That's scary. I'm going to grab the under 11.5 minus 125 in this game here. I like to have that extra hook in the spot here as well. Under 11.5 for me here in this game as well. The line moving towards the under, public on the over. I'm just betting all those spots today in this one. And then I'm on the Rockies at plus 120. What did I get? Plus 127. Plus 127. I look for this game to be the let's win one for Charlie Blackmon type of game. And end out on a win here if you're the Rockies. The Dodgers have nothing to play for. I would be surprised if Ohtani gets more than one at-bat type of thing, and I would look for them to basically punt this game. And this is what the line has been telling me. That's what the line is telling me here in this spot. So I'm going to be on the Rockies and the under 11.5 for this one in this game. They play Tuesday. Mets have the tiebreaker. Yes. Dodgers minus 2.5. No. Resting nobody. They have a week off. Maybe. But even if they play everybody, I don't think they'll play more than one or two at bats. And the Blue Jays can't beat the Marlins. Yep. I bet Rockies, White Sox, Padres all straight up and parlay it. Let's go for the big prize here. Good luck. Let's keep it going. 5 games remaining in the MLB card. Oakland Athletics, Seattle Mariners, minus 170 for the Mariners, total of 7 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here. Where is this game? Oakland, Seattle. There we go. This line opened up at a 7.5 down to a 7. Line opened up 165 for the Mariners. It's now minus 176. So move towards the Mariners and a move towards the under here in this one as well. Looks like probably another under spot. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game. Where we have 81% of the tickets, 73% of cash on the over. Line's moving towards the under. 91 and 82 on the over on the Mariners here as well. This will be another under spot for me, most likely. We have Mitch Spence and Logan Gilbert's surprise. No, not surprise because this is the last game of the year for them. Mitch Spence, 3.46 ERA, 1.5 for WHIP, 7.27 strikeouts per 9, which is 18%, 2.08 walks per 9, a 369 BABIP, a 397 FIP, and a 401 SIERA. On the flip side, Logan Gilbert, 4.60 ERA, 0.93 WHIP, 11.78 strikeouts per 9, which is 33%, 1.72 walks per 9, a 221 BABIP, a 4.54 FIP, and a 4.61 SIERA. Bullpen at Seattle, hitting at Seattle, 135 WRC plus, which is second, compared to 96, which is 17th. I would lean Seattle in this game as well if I had to bet a side, but I will go with yet another under. Under 7 here for me, minus 120. Under 7, minus 120 for me here. Just a shit ton of unders. This will be an extra sweaty final day of baseball for me. Minus 120 for that one. There we go. First 5 under. And for New York Mets and Atlanta. Good luck. Hey, Lex, any tennis picks? Alcaraz looked okay. There we go. 4 baseball games remaining. Houston Astros, Cleveland Guardians. Don't expect much from these two teams because the Yankees have already punched the number 1 ticket in there, the number 1 seed. These two teams know they'll play each other in the NL or in the ALDS if the Astros can get past whoever they play in the wild card round. We have Gusto taking on Sandlin, so it's a bullpen game for both these teams. Line open up 177 down to a 145. Tells me Houston's probably the play in this one here. It's a bullpen day for the Guardians. They can afford to do that, though. They don't play for a week after this. We have 84% of tickets, 81% of cash on the over. Line's not moving. 24% of tickets, 60% of cash on the Astros. Line's moving towards them. I don't have any numbers for Gusto because this is his first game, I believe, in the major leagues. Sandlin is a bullpen game. I don't got anything for this one. The market's not pointing me towards an under in this game, so it's a stay-off spot for me. If the Mets lose, don't say I didn't expect much anyway. I didn't. It's a bridge year. I didn't. Move on. Minnesota Twins, Baltimore Orioles, minus 135 for the Twins, total of 8 in this game. Probably expecting the Orioles to punt this one. Line opened up at a 7.5 up to an 8 now, so this is a move towards the over. Line opened up 162. It's down to a 132. So kind of a weird line movement there. Big line movement towards the Twins, towards the Orioles in this game, which is interesting. The Orioles have really nothing to play for, and neither do the Twins. Both these teams, the Orioles are waiting for the playoffs, and the Twins are eliminated from the playoffs, and that team's kind of cooked. 32% of the tickets, 73% of the cash on the Orioles. The line's moving heavily towards them. Not a game I'm getting involved with. The line's moved towards the over, so that'll keep me off the under. 97% of the tickets, 98% of the cash on the over, though. Not a game I'm interested in now. This will be one of the biggest shows in history because they had this. Huh? I don't get what you're trying to get at there, but we'll move on. 2 games remaining. Chicago Cubs and Cincinnati Reds. Minus 105 for the Reds. Total of 7 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where it opened up 115 for the Reds, down to a 107. Line opened up 7 minus 120. It's now 7 minus 108. So move towards the under, move towards the Cubbies in this one here. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one. And I clicked something I didn't mean to. There we go. Where we have 73% of tickets, 77% of cash is on the over. The line's dropping. And then we have 61% of tickets, 65% of the cash on the Cubs. And the line's moving towards them. Caleb Killian, I believe this is a bullpen game. Hunter Green, potentially for the right? Hunter Green for the Reds. Yeah, Hunter Green. I expect Green to pitch well in this game, trying to get right before the season ends. And it's a bullpen game for the Cubs. Kind of a tricky spot. Line moving towards the under tells me the wind's blowing in Wrigley here. And I will move on the under here in this spot. Probably one last. We have one more game after this, so I don't know if this is one last under or not. Under 7 for me, minus 110. Just going to keep betting the unders that the markets keep pointing towards, and this one, the market is pointing towards the under. So another under here for me, under 7, minus 110, Cincy and Chicago. No shows. If the Mets had just won 1 game in the past 3 games, they would be in. This would be a full-blown Mets. Okay, cool. Kansas City Royals and the Atlanta Braves. The Royals have laid down and died the last 2 days, and the Braves are locked to make the playoffs now. This line opened up at a 242. It's now a 202. Line opened up at an 8 at minus 115. It's still an 8, minus 115. We have 91% of the tickets, 62% of cash on the Braves. Line's moving against them. Tells me that the Royals could be a little bit live in this game. 74% or 52% of tickets, 51% of the cash on the over in this game. Really no line movement. Not a game the market's not going to point me towards anything here. I lean Royals with the way the market's moving in this spot. Charlie Morton taking on Alec Marsh. I don't really trust Marsh, though. This is a pretty simple pass. No interest in this game to end the MLB season. I want to feel your pain. I want to feel your Met pain, Earle Murphy. All right. But that is all of the games for today's card. So the recap will be on the CapperTek. Let me grab that. I will be posting all my plays here when the show ends. There we go. But yeah, Braves. Yeah, the Braves should win. There's no reason the Braves should lose. Let's just say it that way. But that's going to do it for today's show. Want to thank you guys as always for watching, and we'll catch you guys same time, same place tomorrow for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, guys.